I'm Angie Carpenter, Town of Islip Supervisor. Welcome to this edition of Supervisor Spotlight. With me in the studios today at Long Island MacArthur Airport, Long Island News Radio, we have two chamber presidents, Eileen Tyznar from the Sayville Chamber of Commerce, she's the president, and Tony, Anthony, which do you prefer?
Anthony.
Anthony, okay. So Anthony Mastrantonio from the Islip Chamber of Commerce, and he too is the president of the Islip Chamber. So thank you, both of you, for coming in this afternoon. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So we're going to talk a little bit about all of the exciting things that are happening. You know I love the chambers. I mean, I spent many, many years, and I think I'm still officially some sort of community liaison for the West Islip Chamber of Commerce, had been the president for many, many years. But it's a great opportunity for someone who's in business to be involved with their community, and I think to bring the business community and the community together to promote a particular hamlet. So in the case of the two of you, we're talking about Sayville and we're talking about Islip. So share with everyone how you got started in the chamber and you know, wound up being the president. Eileen, why don't you go first?
Well, it started for me moving into Sayville, and I had visited Sayville since I was a little girl, and I had always loved the village. I always loved the main street as a little girl, and then I moved out here from Nassau County and just to enjoy the village. And after I had my son, we used to walk Main Street up and down. We used to attend all the festivals. We attended everything. And I just fell in love. And when I opened up my advocacy firm, I had decided that chamber would be the best fit for me and my business so that I can support the small businesses and continue to keep Main Street thriving. So when I opened up 11 years ago, I had joined the chamber. I volunteered for a lot of the different events that they've had, and I also just knew all the shop owners, and it just seemed like the perfect fit.
So the time was right.
Yeah, the time was perfect.
Yeah.
And then they had asked me to come on board, and I wanted to really dig in, and
Great.
I haven't stopped since. I love Sayville. So.
Well, we love Sayville too.
Yeah.
And we love Islip. So, Anthony, tell us how you got involved in the chamber. I know you've got a couple of businesses going.
Right. Well, I was actually born in Islip. I went to Islip High School. I kind of grew up in the community, and we have a family business in town, the Marconi Manor, and I've been running that since 1993, and we'd always been members of the chamber. But it was about 10 years ago when I opened a restaurant on Main Street called Port Royal Grill. Maybe about 12 years ago, that I kind of took a more active role in the chamber, and I joined the board. And 4 years ago, I moved up to vice president and served with Doris Kennedy for 4 years. And then her terms were up, and it was
Here you are.
next man up, right? So.
Yeah. So, Port Royal, I do remember that. That was famous. Wasn't that on some TV show or something? You had some incredible dish that no one could finish or something?
Yeah, right. We were on Man vs. Food with Adam
okay.
Richmond. That was my 10 minutes of fame, I guess, whatever that was. But that was a lot of fun.
All right, so what was the idea behind creating the Davy Jones Locker Challenge?
Well, we created the Davy Jones Locker Challenge as a family meal, basically to feed the family up to about 6 people.
Oh, my God.
So, we just kind of took it from there. Hey, if one person can eat this whole thing, it's free.
What was that dish?
It was called the Davy Jones Locker Challenge, and it was like 5 pounds of seafood, and you had an hour to eat it, and there was shellfish and stuffed flounder and shrimp.
Did anybody ever do it?
Well, that guy did on the television show.
Oh,
And he
okay.
was the first ever to do it, and then after the show aired, then it kind of opened it up to where it kind of became something different. It became, instead of the neighborhood bar, I named it Port Royal Grill because growing up in Islip, which is the home of the Buccaneers,
Right.
Port Royal in the Caribbean was a city where the pirates all used to hang out and buy and steal and trade and do everything. So I wanted to make it the Buccaneer Hangout. So
that was cute.
So it was, the idea was to make it this local little, Islip hangout, and it was really great. But at that
It was
time,
a cute little place. We were in there a number of times.
Yeah, no, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was just for me at that time. I have 5 kids. and they were all still in Little League and everything. I just
It's tough.
Yeah, the second business.
And
was tough.
the restaurant business is not an easy business. And I'm not one that's ever been in it, but I do know from many people it's not easy. It's not easy. Well, I don't think any business is particularly easy, and I think when you're in your own business, people just assume. I used to love that when I had my business. Say, "Oh, it's your own business. You can take off whenever you want." I'm like, "No, doesn't work that way. Doesn't work that way." But well, that's great. And now you have another restaurant in town.
Yep. 2 years ago, we opened Dang Barbecue in Islip. And,
That's really caught on.
Yeah, we're
That's
having a lot of fun
caught
with
on.
that, and we're really enjoying it. In fact, we were on TV with that too. Last year, we were on a show called Burgers, Brew, and Q, which is on the Cooking Network.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it's a little more obscure, but the celebrity chef Michael Simon, who is one of the Iron Chef America
Yes.
chefs, people kind of
Yeah.
know him, and he used to be on a show called The Chew that was on during the day. Yeah, he was real nice. He came in and they shot a segment on.
Oh, that's
some
great.
of our things there, so it's a lot of fun. So that was the other 5 minutes of my 15 minutes of fame.
So anyway, I know because I was a chamber president for a number of years. The buck stops with you, but it's an exciting opportunity to really, and especially, Eileen, your story, loving Sayville and coming to eventually live there, and Anthony growing up in Islip and having your business there and living there, raising your family there. You obviously care about your community. And the business community is so integral to the success of a hamlet. And not every hamlet is blessed with a downtown, as the two of you have. So in some respects, it makes it a little bit easier, but it also is a bit more of a challenge to make sure that the occupancy rate is up and everything that comes along with that. Yes. So tell us about your membership, first of all. I mean, how many members are in the Sayville Chamber?
We have approximately 300 members at this time. And it is definitely a mixture of professionals. We also have Main Street, South Main Street, Railroad Avenue, and the Greater Sayville Chamber we encompass as well. Bayport, Blue Point, Bohemia. Now we've encompassed Oakdale. Mm-hmm. We also encompass West Sayville. So we really take businesses that want to be also involved within our town, although not from our town.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
So it really keeps us thriving. The networking is really what's important. So we feel that if we have businesses within our town share with professionals and other businesses from other towns, that it will help our growth, and it will help our also to fill our vacancies within our town. So
well, also too, and I find that interesting and really quite admirable, the fact that you mentioned networking, and that is so important because not every business, and I was on a panel this morning for the HIA, and we were talking naturally about businesses, but small businesses are technically defined as any business that has less than 500 employees, and 99.7% of businesses across the country are small business. And then if you take it further, down, I know in the town of Islip, we probably have, I think the number was 38,000 small businesses. And not every business is in a storefront. Not every business is on a main street. So to provide them an opportunity for networking, if they're working out of their home or, in partnership with someone, is truly a real benefit to being a member of the chamber and being involved.
It's important. It's really important that we also recognize, like you said, the businesses that have less than so many employees. In my own business, I run an advocacy firm. It's called Teach Consulting, and I only have 2 employees.
Right.
And we have 600 and some odd clients, but yet it's only the 2 of us.
Well,
So-
and that truly defines small business. So I ask that you stay with us. We will be back with more of Supervisor Spotlight with our very special guests, the Chamber Presidents. Thank you. Welcome back to Supervisor Spotlight. I'm Angie Carpenter and delighted to be here today with our guests, Eileen from the Sayville Chamber of Commerce and Anthony from the Islip Chamber of Commerce. And we were talking off camera. Eileen mentioned Pam Raymond, and a shout out to Pam. You know, when you talk about chamber, you know, her face just flashes before me as the chamber guru. No one was a bigger cheerleader for, or still is a big cheerleader for the Sayville community than Pam Raymond is, and she was the proprietor of the Sayville Inn and one of the founding members of Keep Islip Clean.
Yes.
And just so loved her community and was always there and is always there whenever we need her. She did a number of commercials for Keep Islip Clean.
Yes.
And just a real special lady. So, and you know, we're in the throes of Earth Month, although it should be Earth Year. Every day is Earth Day, really. But there's a lot of exciting things happening around town, and there was a cleanup today. Northwell partnered with KIC, and Monday we had PSE&G Long Island and probably 150 of their employees volunteering for a day of community service at Brookwood Hall, planting. Nice. And so it's just really incredible. And I say this so many times that despite the fact that Islip is the third largest town in the state of New York, we have such a sense of community and hometown and people really caring about one another. And, you know, Anthony, when I say people caring about one another, Anthony is the one that whenever there's an event in town, you can always count on, you know, Anthony and his crew, whether it's, you know, catering from Marconi Manor or Dang's, you're there helping the Islip Breast Cancer Coalition and the Chamber and whatever events are happening. So I thank you for that. I really mean that.
It's our pleasure. I mean,
Yeah.
Groups like that, normally, you know, they just don't have a lot of resources, and it's just, you know, I always find it's easier to kind of stay in your lane and help doing what you already do.
That's true.
And I'd much rather, you know, donate food and help in something I'm already doing than have to grab a shovel and plant all those flowers.
Gotcha.
So I really appreciate the people that volunteer,
Yeah.
like the people from PSE&G,
Yeah.
Brookwood Hall, because we've been a part of that for a lot of years. And, you know, we have CTUC's got their Eco Carnival.
Yes, Eco Carnival. I'm not sure when this is going to be airing, but
right,
this
so-
Saturday,
Yeah.
the 27th?
This 27th.
27th,
right,
yeah. So you'll be there?
Yep, we'll be there.
I'll be there.
10 years now.
I know,
10
it's
years.
amazing.
Crazy.
Yeah, we have a
Yeah.
little presentation to, you know, commemorate the 10 years.
Oh, that's great.
But so, you know, we're just finally, I think it's safe to say the winter is behind us, and the sun's shining today, and it's giving everyone a renewed sense of hope for summer and better weather and everything. And with that, for the chambers comes a lot of work and festivals and street fairs and all kinds of great things, although both these chambers have events going through the year because you both have Christmas events, correct?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Now you have Magic on Main Street,
Miracle on Main.
Miracle on Main.
And Shop Small Saturday, and the holiday parade is all in the same day.
Yep. Very ambitious.
That's our big, and our tree lighting is
Yeah.
also the same day.
And then Islip too. What do you do at Christmas time? Share with everyone.
Holiday parade, we do our tree lighting. It's the first Saturday in December every year. And this year we're planning something a little bit different. I don't know if we're ready to announce it yet, but something that's going to incorporate the community and shopping local. Because again, that's all of our
The goal.
focus, right?
The goal should
Keep
be
everybody in
shopping
towns,
local.
you know.
But you know something, and I'm so glad you said that. You know, the experts will tell you that retail sales are down because of Amazon and the internet, and you know the big box stores and malls are hurting. But I find that Main Street businesses, small businesses, even if it's not a Main Street, I mean, West Islip doesn't have a Main Street per se, but they've got some really successful businesses in the hamlet. As Islip, you know, does have that Main Street feeling to it. Certainly Sayville does, but keeping people shopping locally or reminding them to shop local and supporting their local merchants. And I find that people understand and appreciate the service that they get,
Yes,
you know, from the local stores.
definitely.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting. I just heard a commercial on TV last night, and I found it interesting, the focus that they were using. And it was a commercial for Ace Hardware. And they were saying, when you run out of topsoil for your garden, or you just need an extra screw or whatever, you know, and you're not sure what you need, you know, don't go, they didn't say,
Right.
you know,
Right.
the big box stores, but they said, you know, go to your local, you know, hardware store. They're there, they'll help you. And that sense of customer service and really telling the person what size screw they need, or,
Yes.
you know, what kind of topsoil they may want for their garden, that makes the difference. And the chambers, you know, you're the cheerleaders. You're the ones that are hammering that message home all of the time.
Yes, that's a definite. In Sayville, we pride ourselves on welcoming everybody, personal touch. Mm-hmm. All the stores and the professionals and the businesses get to know everybody by name. They love the fact that we wrap things. We take the personal time to walk them around the store for like a perfect gift. We take the time to make the experience more personal. And we pride ourselves on that on Main Street, and also, like you said, off of Main Street as well.
Well, certainly Sayville has a bigger Main Street than Islip does, but you've had some new shops come in, and I feel bad because I haven't gotten there yet, a woman's boutique kind of shop on the, trying to think, next to Nook and Crannies.
Oh, okay.
And the name escapes me at the moment, and shame on me, but we'll remember.
They're, it's not Glitters. It's I know exactly.
Is it Nicole's? Is it?
It's a new business in town.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Well, we haven't had the ribbon cutting yet. We'll have to make sure we have that.
I have yet to meet the owners.
Yeah,
so,
and the ribbon cuttings are great, you know, because it gives an opportunity for the other businesses to come see and support their fellow business owner, and you know, really get the word out about a business that's in town.
Yeah.
But
we finally have some good weather, so we can do some ribbon cutting.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
have 37 ribbon cuttings coming up. We have 37 new members.
37. Oh my gosh. Well, you have one coming up this weekend.
Yes, April 27th.
Yep.
We have our newest member. Alicia owns not only Sayville Bridal, but she also owns Off Main.
Uh-huh.
And this is our first men's shop in a long time.
Oh, wow, that's great.
And we are really extremely excited for that ribbon cutting because everybody's been asking for a men's shop.
Oh, well, that's great.
So we're really
So the
excited.
chamber does listen.
Yes.
Yeah. When people say they want, you know, a particular kind of store, and they'll say to the town, why don't you, you know, we can't tell someone they have to open a particular kind of store. But sometimes the chamber is in a better position to do that because you're there every day, you know, working with your business community. You hear what the people in town are looking for and will support, you know, if it comes there. So I'm sure this men's store is going to be very, very
really
successful.
Excited for it.
Yeah. So, you know, Sayville, too, you know, I wanted to mention, because I forget about it, in addition to the Main Street and everything that's going on around Sayville, you have a vineyard.
Yes, we do. Laughlin Vineyards.
And I have to say, I've not been there yet.
It's wonderful.
That is what I hear.
You can actually even bring your own picnic food. They have a tasting area. They are family operated and owned for many, many years. And it's relaxing. The grounds are beautiful. And it's a hidden jewel. We call it one of our hidden jewels.
So tell us what street it's on.
That is off of Middle Road.
Oh, okay, off of Middle Road. All right.
It's absolutely beautiful.
Okay, well, let's remember that when you feel like going to the vineyard, instead of driving all the way out to the North Fork or the South Fork, you can go to Sayville and go to Laughlin Vineyards. So we will be back, though. Please stay with us for Supervisor Spotlight. Welcome back to Supervisor Spotlight. I'm Angie Carpenter, Town of Islip Supervisor, here at Long Island MacArthur Airport in the studios of Long Island News Radio with our special guest this afternoon, Eileen. is the president of the Sayville Chamber, and Anthony is the president of the Islip Chamber. And we were talking about all of the events coming up and all great, exciting things coming for not just Islip and Sayville, but really across the town. And we, this year in the town of Islip, are celebrating our 335th anniversary, our birthday. And we had the kickoff on the 29th of November, and it's a year-long celebration culminating on December 4th of this year with the burying of a time capsule, because that is the date when we actually got the patent. It started on November 29th of 1683 and culminated the following December year. But we've had some things happening already, but we've got a living history tour that's happening at the Grange in Sayville. And we've got a family kind of event happening at Roberto Clemente Park in Brentwood in August. The Grange is in June. The event at Clemente is in August, and that's a family fun picnic, free admission to the pool in the afternoon, and all kinds of great things, barbecues and food trucks and entertainment and games for the kids. And we are having Ducks Day at Long Island Duck Stadium in July, and I'm trying to think. There are some other things happening. Oh, also in July, we're having Blues and Blueberries Festival in Holbrook at the Holbrook Country Club. So we're trying to really spread it around town. And all of the events that normally happen over the summer with movie nights and date nights and festivals, the Sea Fest and the Apple Fest in the fall. But the individual hamlets have a lot of events going on, and I know Islip does. So, Anthony, why don't you tell us about some of those things that are planned?
Well, we have our Summer Street Festival coming up June 2nd.
June 2nd?
Yep,
okay.
That's
a Saturday?
So, Sunday.
Sunday.
It's the first Sunday in June. We've been doing this now for, I don't even know how many years. As long as
a lot of years.
Forever, for all intents and purposes. But yeah, that'll be coming up, and that runs from 11 in the morning until about 5, 6 o'clock at night, and it's very well attended. We'll have food trucks, artisanal, vendors, selling different types of things. And then we're planning a
It's going to be sunny that day, I heard, about 78 degrees, not
perfect.
too hot.
Low humidity.
Low humidity, no
all set
humidity
up.
to speak of.
Right.
Good.
So it's all been taken
It's
care
all
of.
planned.
Yep, we have a guy on that. So, and then we're planning a summer concert. We did it last year for the first time in August. It was really well received. We have a Jimmy Buffett tribute band coming, Barometer Soup. They're great, and we call it Cheeseburgers and Paradise Lip. And,
Oh, cool.
So we're tentatively planning that for August 16th. It'll be a Friday night. So and then we'll have our fall festival date to be determined in October. So those.
And then, of course, the parade in December. And you mentioned that earlier, but we neglected to mention that parade is at night.
Yep.
And the floats are incredible, and they're all lit, and it's really magical. The kids get so excited, and some of the adults too.
Yeah.
When they see the floats coming down, it's really quite remarkable. Now, tell me what's going on in Sayville, festival-wise and event-wise.
We have so many events coming up. July 10th, we have our Survivor 9-hole golf outing.
Oh,
and
cute.
It's at the West Sayville Country Golf Course. And I, from my understanding, we filled up all the golfing, but we're still doing the cocktail dinner and the dinner.
Oh, good.
So we're excited for that. And we're doing our anniversary of our Summerfest, and that's going to be August 9th, 10th, and 11th. Prior to all of this, we are kicking off Restaurant Week.
Oh, right. I forgot all about that.
Sayville
Thank you.
is first, and we're very excited. And we have so far so many restaurants. We have in West Sayville, Bluestone. We have the Cull House. We have Parlor House Grill. We have La Tavola. We have Sayville Inn. The list is endless of all the restaurants, and not only just restaurants. Some of our pubs are also doing
participating.
specials.
That's great.
So everybody's doing your anniversary, your
That's
birthday.
cool. So we
Yeah.
thought we would try to focus on the various hamlets throughout the year and do a restaurant month. And Sayville jumped on it, and they're first, kicking off May 1st. So we were leaving it really up to the restaurants to do what they wanted, but with the theme of 1683, some are doing a $16.83 menu. Others are doing for the $3.35, maybe a $3.35 dessert or some special drink. But basically leave it up to them, and we've tried to go in there and film some of the restaurants, do some interviews, and put it up on our ITV, and basically promote our own, you know. So I'm really glad you mentioned it, and I'm glad that your restaurants jumped in on it right away. And two, it's a perfect opportunity. You know, I have to be honest with you, I can't tell you how many times I've passed the Paula House Grill, and I've said to myself, gee, we really have to try that place. And you kind of forget it, and you keep going. Actually on the way to TOA in Sayville.
TOA is also contributing.
Yes. It was funny. We were in there for dinner a couple of weeks ago, and I asked him if he was doing it, and he didn't know about it. And
I spoke to him yesterday.
I said, you have to call Eileen.
He did, actually. He reached out yesterday.
Great. That's really great. But that's all how it happens.
Yes.
And who knows, he might be a little bit more involved now in the chamber. But so, Anthony, when is Islip doing it?
Islip's August.
August. Okay, great.
August, and we've already reached out to the restaurants on Main Street.
Terrific.
Met with a lot of positives. We have Bubba's Burritos ready to reopen.
Oh, my God. Everybody is talking about when is Bubba's reopening.
Soon. And, we have the Bolsons with their great restaurants.
Yes.
And Verace and Pizza Parm, and of course my restaurant will be involved.
Of course, Dang's. Let's not forget Dang's Barbecue and Tellers and
Tellers,
Americano, and I mean the list goes on.
We have the Blue. We have a lot of great restaurants in town, and everyone's
Maxwell's.
We have Maxwell's. We have Mango Tango, and Mary Dowling's. They'll all be doing something.
And the acai bowl.
Yes.
The cafe there, you know. And Islip, too, we have to remember that in addition to Main Street and those businesses that are off Main Street on 111 as Dang's is, we've got the water, we've got the beach.
Yes.
And the Island Grill, is that the exact name of it?
It's... Sal's going to kill me.
Yes, he's going to kill both of us. We're sorry, Sal, but we're going to mention it.
But it's Islip Beach, and then he has
Islip
the Main
Beach.
Street version where it's off the beach at Main too.
Right.
And but he has both.
But here's a great spot. I mean, you can't beat that in the summertime.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing like a local town beach, you know, with little kids, you know, to kind of not have to drive over up Moses Causeway and battle traffic, but to go to one of the local little beaches, West Islip's got, you know, Bayshore too. There's a lot of little spots along our South Shore, and we tend to forget sometimes our entire southern border in the town of Islip is either on the bay or the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, so we really are in a very, very special spot, and a destination really, and we were talking about this with Islip, I know that, with Sayville rather, that you're working in partnership with Discover Long Island to focus on all of the tourist destination opportunities you have in Sayville.
Yes, we have a lot of jewels. We have the Long Island Maritime Museum, we have the golf course, we have the beaches, we have the Main Street, we have the Vineyard, Bird Sanctuary. We just have so much to offer, and I don't think people realize how much is hidden. We have the Sayville ferries bringing people over to Fire Island that we're tying in, and we think Discover Long Island will really help us tie that together.
Terrific. Well, there's places to go in Sayville. There's wonderful places to go. Seatuck, you know, where the Echo Carnival is going to be this weekend in the hamlet of Islip. There is so much going on in the town of Islip, in all of our hamlets. It's not just Islip, it's not just Sayville, but all of our hamlets across the town, whether it be CI with the docks or Brentwood, the home of Suffolk County Community College. We are so blessed to have the wonderful town that we have, and blessed to have our viewers who are watching and listening to Supervisor Spotlight, and we will see you next time.